Kylie.
This just in. ZZ lives not under a rock. The Kylie Special. First things first. ZZ, that's me, lives not under a rock. And to prove the aforementioned statement, I am going to take you on a little journey to my special Kylie year on this Kylie Special. See what I did there?
Ooh.
Some background info now, before I get into the nitty-gritty. I've been listening to Miss Kylie Minogue since, I want to say 1988 or 89 probably. The reason was my cousin, who was a huge fan at the time. She has ever since low-key disowned said fandom, as she has followed a different musical direction in her life. Love you, cousin! Unlike her, my fandom has grown stronger by the year, so here I am in 2025, still loving Kylie. Now, this is out of the way, so I want to tell you that back in 2024, I had already planned a trip to London, and what do you know? Kylie announced her Hyde Park show on the exact date I would be in London myself. I couldn't possibly miss it, right? It had been since the Aphrodite Le Folie tour that I had last seen Kylie live, and I was gagging for some live Kylie. So, I'm mentioning this show because it was basically the prototype for what later became the Tension Tour of 2025. The show was amazeballs. We all know it had a massive 60,000 or something people in attendance, and everyone enjoyed themselves. Now, late 2024, and Kylie announced her Tension Tour. I had to buy a ticket, and so I did. I had promised myself to never set foot on the lands of the US of America, but bearing in mind that I actually live in Brazil, cost-wise, the US shows were the ones that I could actually afford to pay for. And yes, I bought my ticket for the Miami show on April 14th. Well, later on, there was the Latin American leg of the tour announced, but I had already bought my ticket for Miami, so yay. Now, fast forward to the day of the show, April 14th. I had already heard so many things about the show and watched footage from the Australian leg of the tour, and the general idea was that it was a cheap tour, very low on special visual things, costumes, and what have you. I never cared about any of those, as the main reason I go to a Kylie show is Kylie. Who cares about all the rest when you have the opportunity of being in the same room as that woman? So, on the day of the show, I was more than pleasantly surprised to see that not only was the show amazing, but I did not stop dancing for 2 hours straight. The one thing I have to say is that what makes the show is Kylie herself. She's pure joy. Vocals were on point, set list was so good, and even though I was by myself, knew no one, I couldn't care any less, and I totally let myself be taken in by the miraculous artist that is Kylie, the only Kylie that matters. My favorite bits of the show were the performance of Tension, which I totally adore as a song. The intro is amazing, the visuals on the LED screens were out of this world, and I am sure I attracted a lot of eye-rolling from the way I got totally deranged during this song. But hey, I had spent a very, very respectable amount of money to do exactly that. Another bit was the performance of Say Something and Hold On To Now, which made my heart melt. The disco ball, the emotion, Kylie's performance, everything was on point. Now, what I haven't said is that mere days before going to Miami, I had already bought my ticket to the Athens show of July 18th. Had I known that this show would have been added to the European leg of the tour, I wouldn't have put myself through the rigmarole of traveling to the US of A lands, but at the end of the day, I was quite grateful that I did, for reasons I am going to mention in a bit.
Ooh.
So, I was at the Miami show knowing full well that I would see the goddess again 3 months later. And I did. Now, I am Greek, and I was a 7 or 8-year-old kid growing up in Greece when I first started listening to Kylie. So for me, being able to see her live in the capital of my home country, pretty much 36 plus years after I first heard her songs, was a very, very special thing to be able to do. So I landed in Athens on July 18th, this time dragging my best friend to the show, something that was a little bit of a big ask from me, but that's why I love my true friends so much. And we were at Platia Neru from 7 p.m. more or less, while Kylie was scheduled to start her show at 9:30. At this point, I will make a quick mention to the opening acts, as I saw Rita Ora in Miami and Loreen in Athens. Now, Rita Ora was pleasant enough, harmless, and she did her bit as an opening act. Now, Loreen, I was actually looking forward to seeing live, as I am a fan of both her Eurovision winning entries, and it was quite a special thing being able to see Kylie and the only woman to have won the Eurovision Song Contest twice, both on the same night in Greece. Yet, Loreen was so disappointing. I mean, she hardly moved. It seemed that someone had bolted her feet into position on stage, and she was physically unable to move from that spot for the 30 or 40 minutes that she was there. Total lack of nerve or charisma, really. I found her bad, and my friend, also a huge Eurovision fan, thought the same. Now, opening acts out of the way, let's go to the Kylie bit. As I mentioned, I was in the end grateful for having seen Kylie in Miami back in April, as the show had to be adapted, heavily adapted, for the festival stages. My question here is, did the tour producers or stage designers, etc., know that the tour would be eventually going to those festivals or not, when they were doing the initial and final work on the tour details? Because if they did, why couldn't they offer the same show to both arena and festival crowds eventually watching the show? I mean, I know that tickets are far cheaper for the festival appearances, but you know what I mean. Either way, as we all know, the suspended swing/laser diamond bit is missing from the lights, camera, action opening of the show. The B-stage show is quite not the same, as there is no B-stage to speak of, really, in the festival setting, but that is okay in the end. I don't know why she didn't perform Hold On To Now in Greece during the acoustic bit, but at the end, she didn't. The good thing is that Good As Gone sounded incredible, just as it did during the Miami show, and people really, really got into it.
Yes!
Now, some very specific details regarding the Athens concert. It was bloody hot on the night. Perhaps Loreen just couldn't be bothered to both be on stage and dance at the same time because of the heat. I wouldn't blame her if that's what she thought. No, actually, I still put the blame on her. But Kylie gave her all despite the heat. She kept making light of the whole situation, talking about the choice of clothes, etc. And could she have chosen just t-shirt and jeans for it? And would it have bothered us? I mean, it wouldn't have bothered me. And she joked about it in several occasions. She took many sipping, drinking, gulping water breaks during the concert, and the backing vocalist kept prompting us to clap our hands and shout her name, which we did, and Kylie kept coming back with a lovely huge smile every single time. And here's one more of my gripes.
Oh no, not again.
The producers knew the kind of temperatures Kylie would have to face during the festival shows. Why didn't they create a series of wardrobe options just for these shows so that she can perform without the layer upon layer upon layer of fabric for her costume changes? No idea how you cannot design these bits into the show. And you could see that the woman was suffering. So, what fell short during the night was Kylie's performances. She braved her way through the whole thing, but she shied away many a time and let the backing vocalist do the heavy lifting. She almost didn't hit the big note during Confide in Me, but then she almost did also. Surely out of the whole exhaustion she was feeling by then. But she made it in the end. She did the whole show, she made it. She made it alive, let's say.
Yes!
So, for me, between July 13th, 2024 and July 18th, 2025, I managed to see the absolute icon that is Kylie a total of 3 times. And I'm very, very happy for it.
Yay!
What I need to say here is that the trip that got me to Greece was something I was really, madly expecting, as winter in Brazil has been really unkind this year, and I was extremely eager for the Greek summer. And what got me going all these months, from April to July, was Kylie herself. I regard Kylie as a total inspiration. She has been a force of nature since the late 80s, and she's still here in 2025, fully present and a beacon of joy and strength. Every single time I was not enjoying the fact I was not in Greece, I was thinking about Kylie's perseverance and grit. She's an effing cancer survivor, she's a music industry survivor, she's nearly 60 years old, touring the whole world, so how can I complain? That's what I kept thinking, and that's what kept propelling me forward to withstand one more workout, one more working day, one more effort, one more push in general. So, Kylie, this episode is dedicated to you and the fact that you inspire me to keep pedamming. Pedam to all of you for listening. I confirm once again that ZZ lives not under a rock. Over and out.
Mega hyperbole.